wasn't here. They wanna take care of me.
What's up, dolls? I'm back with another video, and this video clearly is an Army video. About time, right? I keep promising these. This video is gonna be on my MOS. I'm a 92 Yankee. MOS means same thing as job in the civilian world. But yeah, so as a 92 Yankee, well, first of all, let me explain what that is. 92 Yankee is a unit supply specialist, and that's logistics. It's pretty much what it's saying. We're like the supply managers, we can say that. We're like the managers of everything that's owned in our company. In our company, the supply specialist is pretty much involved of breaking down where everything is at supply wise. So I'm going to go ahead and read the overview. This is on Go Army, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from Go Army, but I'm going to better elaborate it, because if you're like me, you're going to be like, what the heck? When I first read that on Go Army, I was like, okay, it's telling me, but I didn't understand the Army part of it. So I'm going to say as much as I can say. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and leave them down below. You can email me at adorn1823. You can add me on Snapchat. A lot of people have added me on Snapchat, as well as Instagram. And actually, somebody did contact me through Instagram, and I'm going to read what he asked me as well after I read this. That way I can kind of tell you what I told him as well. So first of all, it says overview. The unit supply specialist is primarily responsible for supervising or performing tasks involving the general upkeep and maintenance on all Army supplies and equipment. When it says all Army supplies and equipment, like that's literally
all Army supplies and equipment.
Don't think, because sometimes recruiters, we're gonna go ahead and say that, joke around and stuff, or like not even recruiters, like everybody that's not supply or not around supply, they'll joke around and be like, oh well, all you do is hand out some papers or hand out, like they think like office supplies, they think freaking like toilet paper or toiletry supplies. No, it's not just that. We do that part, but it's not just that. It's way bigger than just some toiletry supplies, okay? It's way bigger, and this job can be stressful and can be a lot, because I be getting frustrated sometimes. So yeah, don't make them think it's just the easy job. It's not as easy as people think it is. I'm like the manager of supply. So it's usually me and my supply sergeant, and then, you know, it depends on how big your supply room is. Well, not even just the supply room, how big your company is, etc., etc. So basically I just manage like the inventories of everything, because it's like just as if you were working at Walmart, you were a district manager at Walmart or a manager at Walmart, and you're going to want to do inventories, make sure everything, people aren't stealing from your store, people, like everything is in place, like, you know, you want to make sure everything is there, correct? It's job duties: receive inventory, load, upload, load and unload, store, issue, and deliver supplies and equipment. Pretty much what it says. Store equipment, issue equipment out to different people. I'm saying equipment because it can be anything. You can have anything. You can be in an AIT supply room, and the biggest thing you have on there is bunk beds, or you can be in a unit and the biggest thing you have is a Humvee or any military vehicles. It can vary depending on where you go. I get a lot of questions about that too. Like, is it hard? Is it easy? It depends on where you go, as well as it depends on who was there before you. Because just like any other job, if you're coming in at a manager position, and this is not even, I'm not even talking about the Army right now. Well, it all comes together, trust me. So if you're coming in at a manager position, and before, that person didn't keep count of anything, didn't really track where their stuff was going, didn't really care about ordering things or items, things like that, then of course it's going to be more work on you, and it's going to be harder. You're going to feel like it was really, really hard compared to going to another job and they had everything on point. Their books were like on point, everything was in place, they knew exactly what was going out, how much was going out, how much was coming in, you know. So it's really, that's the same thing with us. So you can come in to a unit and be like, and it can be so stressful because before they just didn't care, and that's just people. It's different, or they just might have not had didn't care, but they just didn't have the best work habits, or they just did things that was different, and you can do things better to make it, you know. But it says issue and receive small arms. As a 92 Yankee, you can work with small arms. I don't, but like I said, that's another place where that depends on where you're going. But as a 92 Yankee, you can be armed as well. Yeah. If you want a video on like how to pick your MOS or how you should start picking your MOS, go ahead and leave that down below, and then of course I'll make a video on that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down to like what it says you can do like on the civilian side. Now they name things like Walmart, AIT, Sears, Sears, Walgreens. Don't this is the problem, like, because at first I was like, I don't want to do that, because you start thinking, you like, well, what is Walmart? Don't think like that. When you're coming into the Army, and you're coming in as supply, and you're going, some people might be privates and be in a supply sergeant's position, but as supply, like I know for me, I'm learning a lot because my my sergeants and my supervisors, they want me to know a lot because I pick up on things fast, so they're teaching me a lot of things back to back. Now the stuff that I'm learning are on the basis of a district manager. Like what I'm learning and a district manager is learning is probably like right there neck and neck. So don't think, oh, it's Walmart. No, they're talking about on a district manager and above. Like actually, it's not on no type of like just the supervisor level or just it's way higher than that. So don't think that it's not, you can't come out of this MOS and not be anything in the civilian world. So I did want to clear that up because it needed to be cleared up. So somebody did contact me on Instagram, and I did want to read their questions their question. Hey, I saw your channel. Hey, I saw your YouTube channel, and I saw you were a 92 Yankee. I'm thinking about enlisting. Can you tell me about the job since I'm considering that job? My job is pretty chill, but it's a lot of responsibility. It is a lot of responsibility because you're keeping track of everything, like everything. And when I say you're keeping track of it, don't think it's like you need to know exactly where all those pieces are at, because people are helping you. Don't think that you're doing it all on your own. But it is like very, very tedious. Like it's a hard job. It does get hard. It does get stressful. We keep track of anything from vehicles to toolboxes, and it is like that. It's like, because it's different parts of what we keep track of. Of course, we're not going to keep track of where a roll of toilet paper goes. That's why I just hate when people say all you do is sit in the office and do nothing. No, I'm sitting in the office making sure this goes here, this goes here, we're getting this in, we're getting that out. You know, and things like events that come up, making sure we have everything for that event. And when I say events, I mean like going to the field. Then he proceeds to ask me, so do you spend your days in the warehouse just moving stuff around? I've seen a lot of people talk about it, but it's always 50-50. So some say it's dope, some say it's boring. So it must be what you make of it, right? Yes, it is what you make of it, but hold on, I'm about to get on that. And do you know where they usually get stationed? Like after AIT. Alright, so after AIT, for one, the good thing about being supply, everybody needs supply, whether it's anybody from the lowest to the highest. Like you all need supply. You'll always need someone be working in your supply room. Now, and keeping track of your everything in the unit. So, you can get stationed anywhere. That's the great thing about this. I got Texas. I was supposed to go to Fort Bragg. Yeah, Fort Bragg before here, but if you watch my vlogs, then you know. Being in the warehouse, now that part is usually, well, from what I've seen, is usually more of the 92 alphas, which they work in the warehouse. I don't work in the warehouse. I actually work on the company. I work on a unit, at a unit company's level. So I'm at the company. I don't work at the warehouse. Now, like I said, it depends on how big your supply room is, or where it is, or what kind of company you're in, stuff like that, because it does differ. If you're deciding to be a 92 Yankee, then like I said, I don't think it's a bad job at all. It is stressful, but that's with any job really, and you just have to come in ready to learn, because we do a lot with just being in supply. Like, so don't think, like people say, a lot of people try to say, oh, it's chill in supply, oh, y'all don't do anything. No, now we do have them chill moments. You have a good supply sergeant, and good people like having your back, like, you'll be fine. And to take the classes that you need to take, study a lot. Oh, that was one more thing. It did say, since we're on AIT, it did say something about it, like in AIT you do classroom and on the job. It's not really, or in the field of it, it's not. At AIT, we didn't get to go in the actual supply room, like, and actually work in a supply room. So just through AIT, just taking everything that they're saying, and when you get to your unit, you're going to actually start seeing it. When you actually start doing the things that they said that you'll be doing, it's going to come easier to you. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that video. I hope that cleared up a little bit of things about my MOS. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all.